Welcome to Mindshock. This is your host, Bruce McGuire, and this is the live Q&A series 39th edition. Welcome, everyone. We got Justin Johnson in here. Rune Thorson. Where have you been? Lord Zed Seabass. Clark Rice. Welcome, one and all. Aaron. We got a lot of stuff to go over tonight. Namely, Alex Jones. And of course, anything goes here. Ask away in the chat. Heracles Chin Chin, welcome. If you want to help support the podcast, you can donate to our PayPal. Just check the link in the description. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Patreon. Patreon is a good priority for case topic, logical analysis, co-podcast requests. You could also be a guest in the podcast depending on your tier. Questions, comments, theories, thoughts, suggestions, rebuttals, debunkings of any kind. Leave them in the comments section unless, of course, you are with us here live. Then drop them in the live chat. I'll try to get to each and every one of them. And you could also become a YouTube member right here on YouTube. Help support the channel that way. Okay. So, for those that missed it, we just had Steven Seagal, the man, the myth, the legend. Part 14, was he really in the CIA? So check that out if you haven't checked that out already. And yeah, we'll focus a little bit more on Alex Jones today. Let's get hot right off the gate. There is a question of Israel. And some people, I mean, is Israel even real? Is real? Is it real? Is Israel real? Is it real? I don't know. I don't know. Is the whole world a stage? Is the world a stage? We haven't talked about Tartari in a while. I need to do another episode in that series. But anyway, a lot of people think that Alex Jones is controlled up because he's never criticizing Israel. Well, let's take a stroll down memory lane with the greatest thespian in the history of existence, the one and only Alex Jones.
That Nazi Sharon has invaded the West Bank. They're slaughtering innocent people. And I'm sick of worshiping Israel. Did you know that in the 1960s they bombed the USS Liberty knowing it was one of our ships because it caught the radio chatter of them killing thousands of Palestinian children during that invasion? And they torpedoed it as they begged for hours on the radio. And LBJ sat there in 63 and let them do it. That's in this Baltimore Sun story. I don't support the Palestinians either. They're all hyped up and psychotic. But Israel's going to get us nuked, always backing them up like this. Israel calls the Palestinians goyim or cattle or dogs or subhuman. They keep them on concentration camps. I got video of them taking Palestinian women's tomatoes they grow and breaking their water containers and stealing. That's why you have this crap.
That's right. This is Alex Jones, September 12th, 2001. Very, very interesting. Chin Chin says, I don't know if he'd say this today. Well, let's see what we have in the next few exhibits, but let's finish this clip first.
And our children are going to die. We're going to get nuked because of this. Iran's got the nukes now. Syria. We're going to have nuclear war because Israel likes to go around bombing everybody. Because Israel likes to go around bombing everybody. Because Israel likes to go around bombing everybody. because Israel likes to go around bombing everybody.
That's an interesting clip, is it not? Is it not? Well, Alex Jones was never politically correct, but would he say something of this nature today? Well, let's see what we got here. Let's see what I've found perusing the InfoWars archive.
Shut up, come. Shut up, come up for Israel. I posted a video today of a dancing bear, which was just cute and funny, on my X account. Boom, boom, boom. Not talking about the Jews. You'll talk about anything but the Jews. Exactly. Exactly. If I'm in a UFC fight, I'm not sitting there thinking Jews. Or if I turn on an old Western, Jews. Or if I go take a dump, Jews. Or I cook a dinner, Jews. Or I pat my daughter on the head, Jews. Or I go to the grocery store, Jews. Or I go to church, Jews. It's Jews, 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 Jews. And it's sick. And then you've got the whole Zionist lobby and all the flavors of that loves it, because it'll make all the Jews move to Israel and they can be the victim and then launch all the wars they want. They ain't going nowhere. Launch all the wars they want. Launch all the wars they want. Launch all the wars they want.
Have people simply not been paying attention? Because he's been putting out the warning on Israel for quite some time now. I mean, just because he doesn't talk about it every second, like obviously he doesn't say Israel as often as he says globalist or liberal. Oh man. I mean, Alex Jones definitely has his favorite rants. And he doesn't go off on Israel incredibly often, as in every single show for hours on end, like he's talking about everybody trying to kill your family. So, yeah, it is, he's definitely not talking about Israel extremely often. But for the goofs that say that he never brings them, I mean, he's literally calling them out on starting all these wars and bombing everybody and running these psychological operations and propaganda campaigns, particularly in America. I mean, it's kind of strange how people say that he won't ever criticize Israel. I mean, these are some heavy criticisms on Israel specifically. I mean, we're just getting started here, but these are heavy, heavy criticisms.
They ain't going nowhere. Launch all the wars they want. They ain't going nowhere. And that's why the ADL and others have been caught creating fake Nazi groups over and over again. Look up the history. They've been caught repeatedly. So there are evil, manipulative mafias coming out of Israel. Shut up, come up. Manipulative mafias coming out of Israel. Shut up, come. Caught repeatedly. So there are evil, manipulative mafias coming out of Israel. Caught repeatedly. So there are evil, manipulative mafias coming out of Israel.
I just got to say it. I mean, it was one thing with the last administration, and I was hoping it was a fluke and was going to stop. But, I mean, come on, folks. Every key person in the Bush administration and now in this next administration just so happen to be the sons and daughters of the founders of Israel and Mossad chiefs and people, and they're openly not even really U.S. citizens. Now, I'm against Schwarzenegger being a foreigner, and he's over here anti-gun, and he also wants all these carbon taxes and the rest of it. So, it's the same thing. I'm sick of, but we don't have, Austrians in every major power position. British intel's deeply infiltrated and got their people everywhere too. And in Harats, in the Jerusalem Post, in the agency French press, these are the headlines. Obama's choice for chief of staff puts Israel's man in the White House. And that's the headline in Israel. We run the White House. We've got the White House. I mean, but then as an American citizen, I'm not supposed to mention that.
I mean, can he blow the whistle any more than this during Obama's, the abomination's, presidency? I mean, how could he be more is it possible for him to be even more critical than he's being here? I mean, this is crazy. I mean, we have numerous occasions here where he's going off on Israel. I mean, pretty heavy criticism in both within the U.S. and within the Middle East, and the warmongering and the media manipulation and all of this. I mean, is it possible for him to be even more critical than he's already being? And why do people say that he never criticizes Israel? It's kind of weird.
I'm supposed to just sit down. I mean, but then as an American citizen, I'm not supposed to mention that. I'm supposed to just sit down and shut up and go along with that. I mean, it's not enough that Israeli government runs the company that does 98% of caller ID and phone tracking in the nation. That's been mainstream news. Is it not enough that Israel has the sole contract to, quote, guard the nuclear weapons? Our own government doesn't even have control of them. Is it not enough that Israel had fingerprints all over 9/11? This nation is now completely and totally under international crime syndicate control. A consortium of wicked robber barons, black nobility, that is the old royal families of Europe, intermarried and interbred with the Rothschilds.
What I'm getting at here is that
This is a recent clip right now. So this is literally within the past week or two, I believe.
What I'm getting at here is that it is 100% true that at the heart of communism, at the heart of replacement migration is the Jewish lobby, and they see a divide and conquer strategy to do that in the culture. The globalists in general, Larry Fink, all of it, are threatened by the West and others adopting that idea, because then it doesn't give them a global plantation. But then you got the Chi-Coms and others funding that. They see that as well. They see the West, as you just defined it, there. What I'm getting at here is that it is 100% true that at the heart of communism, at the heart of replacement migration is the Jewish lobby. At the heart of replacement migration is the Jewish lobby. Is the Jewish lobby. Is the Jewish lobby. Is the Jewish lobby.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, Alex Jones, it looks like he's been blowing the whistle on Israel here for literally decades. Since the day after 9/11, if not before. I couldn't find anything super specific before, but yeah, it's quite interesting. I mean, but wait, there's more.
mean, quite frankly, I've been to these events. A lot of the KKK guys with their hats off look like they're from the cast of Seinfeld. Literally, they're just Jewish actors. Nothing against Jews in general, but they're leftist Jews that want to, create Jewish actors. Literally, they're just Jewish actors. Literally, they're just Jewish actors. Literally, they're just Jewish actors. Nothing against Jews in general, but they're leftist Jews that want to, create this clash. That they go dress up as Nazis. That footage in Austin, we're going to find it somewhere here at the office where it literally looks like the cast of Seinfeld or like Howard Stern in a Nazi outfit. They all look like Howard Stern. They've almost got little curly hair down, and they're just up there heiling Hitler. You can tell they're totally uncomfortable. They're totally scared, and it's all just meant to create the clash.
Man, Alex Jones going in hard on the psyops here. On the identity politics psyops. I mean, just very interesting clips here for those that say that he never, he never criticizes Israel or brings up the J question. Parmigiani says Alex Clones is based apparently now. Well, I mean, he does kind of. There were clips where he was trying to downplay, just hate on Israel in general, but he never actually said that they're innocent of anything. He's been saying the opposite. He just he said it. There was one clip where he just kind of said it's a waste of time to just blame everything on Israel because there's other bad actors out there within the Illuminati and etc., the New World Order. And that's just, one piece of the puzzle. And obviously he doesn't choose to only focus on one piece of the puzzle. Again, I don't claim anything is true or untrue. This is Mindshock, where the motto is, of course, the only thing we know for sure is that we don't know anything for sure. Welcome, Austin. So where do you guys want to go next? Seabass says, what's his name? The fake truther from that Greek movie dated a Rothschild or married one. I can't remember which. Russell Brand. Yeah, he's so skeezy. I can't bear to watch anything with him. I just can't. I can't do it. I mean, he's the most obvious shill I've ever seen. I mean, everything just all about his mannerisms and his vocal delivery. It just screams shill. At least with Alex Jones, you could at least say maybe, maybe not. Maybe he was, then he became a true patriot, then maybe he got compromised again. I don't fall for false dichotomies here. Howard Stern is such a goof. What a retard. Rethink Inc. Welcome. Anthony at ECF. Welcome. Anthony at ECF saying Rothschilds breed with Rothschilds. They are very strict about their bloodline. They have to keep the serpent seed alive. That's dark. That is indeed dark. Heracles says this does align with the conspiracy that he's an actual Jesuit assassin. Can you expand on that, Heracles? Alex Jones is a Jesuit assassin? Seabass says he has a freaking 33 tattooed on him. You mean Russell Brand? Russell Brand is such an obvious shill goof. I mean, how can anybody stomach him? I mean, he's just the very definition of unwatchable cringe. You know what we haven't gone over? Let me play this clip, because I don't know if we've gone over this on Mindshock, surprisingly.
There's an issue. You know I care passionately about. So here is my position, loud and clear. I'm in favour of a nationwide ban on military-style semi-automatic assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. I want to close the gun show loopholes and require private dealers to run background checks on buyers at gun shows. And I'd like to see the president increase federal funding for mental health treatment for all Americans who need it. I think these are entirely reasonable reactions to the outrages that have occurred in America over the last few months. But tonight, I'll go head-to-head with a man who actually wants to deport me for having these very views. And over 104,000 Americans apparently agree with him. That's coming up.
Pierce, I can't say how much I agree with your opinion and what you've stated previously. I appreciate you having your First Amendment right, and I am glad you're speaking out, because that's exactly what we need.
Anyone who's watched this show over the past few weeks knows I've taken a pretty strong stand on guns in America. It's not escaped the notice of supporters of gun rights, and it's led to a petition on the White House official website, no less. It's entitled, and I quote, "Deport British citizen Piers Morgan for attacking Second Amendment." Take a look. More than 104,000 people have signed it so far. And joining me now is one of the people behind the petition, Alex Jones. He's host of the Alex Jones Show. Welcome to you.
Piers, thanks for having me.
Why do you want to deport me?
Well, we did it as a way to bring attention to the fact that we have all of these foreigners and the Russian government, the official Chinese government. Mao said political power goes out of the barrel of a gun. He killed about 80 million people because he's the only guy that had the guns. So we did it to point out that this is globalism, and the mega banks that control the planet and brag that they've taken over, in Bloomberg, AP, Reuters, you name it, brag that they're going to get our guns as well. They've taken everybody's guns but the Swiss and the American people. And when they get our guns, they can have their world tyranny, while the government buys 1.6 billion bullets, armored vehicles, tanks, helicopters, Predator drones, armed, now in U.S. skies, being used to arrest people in North Dakota.
And look at Piers Morgan's dumb face here. Like, nothing is processed. So he's either, again, I don't know whether he's acting and he's just pretending to be mentally disabled, or whether he was legitimately mentally disabled, like single-digit IQ. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. I mean, it's kind of hard to find somebody dumber than Piers Morgan. I mean, it's just tough. I mean, just look at the look on his face here. Like, there's no mental processing of what Alex Jones is saying, because Alex Jones did a pretty good rundown, and in Piers, I mean, Piers is so retarded. He thinks that banning assault rifles would do anything other than further increase the murder rate. I mean, most murders are done with guns. I mean, assault rifles and mass shootings are such a small fraction of the mass death in Democrat murder capitals where guns are already strictly regulated. So these mentally disabled anti-gun nuts that are just absolutely allergic to logic and reason. I mean, even small children can grasp. Criminals don't follow the rules or the laws. So they're making all these laws to prevent criminals from killing people, but since criminals don't follow laws, like, where's the logic here? I mean, I know I'm saying mentally disabled. I mean, Piers has given mentally disabled people a bad name, because, I mean, mentally disabled people can understand this stuff, but Piers can't. So, I mean, perhaps borderline vegetable is a little bit more apt. Like, how much of a vegetable is Piers Morgan, or is this all an act? And he's just this enemy of humanity. And it's all an act. I mean, we could bring up some receipts here. I have some receipts, some more gun stat receipts that I actually haven't gone over yet. Perhaps we can go over them if people are interested. I mean, this is just basic stuff. But first, let's look at this real quick. So, obviously, the majority of mass shootings are carried out by handgun. 56%. 13% by rifle. 4% shotgun only, 12% handgun and rifle, 12% handgun and shotgun, 3% by handgun, shotgun, and rifle. But again, these stats, you're talking about a fraction of a fraction that wouldn't even put a dent in the mass murder going on in Democrat murder capitals like Chicago, Baltimore, with extremely strict gun regulation, where all these high-powered assault rifles are already impossible to get. There are restrictions on magazines and everything. I mean, so this is what Piers Morgan is crying about here. 0.1%. So we're looking at. We're not looking at 0.1. We're looking at 0.0, approximately 0.05-ish of mass shootings, of murder, of firearm homicides. So you're talking about a fraction of a percent. And again, the greatest murder capitals, I mean, let's look at the murder capital list. It's all Democrat murder capitals. I mean, Maine is actually the safest state in the United States where there's practically no gun regulation. And, I mean, I wish Alex Jones had thrown some of this stuff in his face, just like the pure, empirically verifiable statistical fact that Piers is too retarded or playing that stupid. Like he's going full retard. So these are the cities with the highest homicide rates, like New Orleans, Baltimore. I mean, these are all Democrat cities that severely regulate firearms. Baltimore in particular. I mean, these are the Democrat murder capital cities, you know, other than there's only two Republican cities made this list. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, just look at this these astronomical rates here. And Piers is just too mentally disabled or just playing full retard to grasp these absolute basics. I mean, it's crazy. Like, is it possible he's genuinely this stupid? Is it possible? Here's the Gun-Free Zone Act of 1990, and then you see what happens as soon as law-abiding citizens start following the Gun-Free Zone Act. Now only criminals are shooting people up. Thanks for the super chat, Flat Bob. Flat Bob says, you should really do a podcast on graves and how many are alleged to be in the U.S. and how many cemeteries there are compared to how many people die each day. The numbers are crazy. Yeah, I've seen a few things like that before. I mean, it's such a rabbit hole. Then you get into, kind of crosses over into actual populations as well. What is the true population of each country? Yeah, Amphibious J says, so many Americans that are pro-gun regulations can't understand that criminals inherently don't follow laws. Well, I mean, even small children can understand that. Like, you know, the kid that always gets detention or always gets in trouble, they know that kid's not going to follow any of the classroom rules. But these supposedly functioning adults calling for themselves to be disarmed by the leading cause of death in human history, statism. I mean, can you be more mentally disabled than that? I mean, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, the level of goofery for humans to beg to be exterminated. I mean, it just the level of mental disability. I mean, how is this not understood by these vegetables like Piers Morgan? Everything is defended with guns. I mean, this is kind of sad that everything's defended with guns, And then children are defended with a sign that reads, "This is a gun-free zone." And then they call people with guns when there's an emergency. You know, when seconds matter, police are only minutes away. So they don't want the guns around the children, but then when somebody's shooting the children, they call more men with guns to add guns to the equation to save the children. So how can it be the guns when they're the ones adding guns to the equation? I mean, just the level of mental disability within. How is there even a debate on gun control? Like, how is this? I mean, it really does point. I mean, it really points to just what percentage of the masses are actual vegetables that are incapable of basic human thought. You have over 260 million human beings killed by governments who confiscated the weapons of law-abiding citizens, rendering them unable to defend themselves. And yet there are these brain-dead goofs that hallucinate that disarming law-abiding citizens is a good idea because a couple of crazy people shot up some innocent people, which will always happen everywhere. I mean, let's look at the actual rates at which it happens in various countries. I mean, let's look at these other countries where guns are banned, because most countries ban guns. I mean, look at the trend line for mass shootings, even this small percentage. You have the U.S. and the rest of the world. There's always going to be crazy people that shoot people. Why would you want to increase their amount by disarming the public? Like, it's kind of weird. I mean, every single country has the same stats. The more guns the population holds, the lower the homicide rate. I mean, this isn't rocket science, but vegetables like Piers Morgan. I mean, the mental capacity is just not there. Let me get the graphic on the screen. For some reason, YouTube is lagging here again. Doesn't like this topic. So look at the amount, and the reason why the U.S. murder rate is so high is because of these Democrat cities skewing the stats. Because you have these Democrat cities that severely restrict gun control. They skew the stats. You know, here's another curiosity. There's this Democrat website that gives states grades when it comes to how strict their gun laws are. And for the exception of New Jersey, which for some reason, I mean, New Jersey's kind of an anomaly, doesn't really get a lot of mass shootings. But look at all these states that are A and B rated, really strong gun laws. Colorado, yeah, no mass shootings there. New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut. I mean, look at all these states with these extremely strict gun laws. Yeah, no mass shootings there. Illinois, with obviously the Chicago murder capital. I mean, it's just, it's so, and Colorado has so many mass shootings, and not the strongest, but the 13th, not the 13th, gun law strength, it got a B. So it's amongst the strongest gun laws. And obviously Maine has some of the weakest gun laws, and it's the safest state. And again, you could look at this in every country, the same stats. I mean, look how safe the U.S. here is relative to gun ownership per 100 residents. And then you have Honduras, one of these murder capital countries where guns are outlawed. I mean, look at that murder rate. But brain-dead goofs like Piers Morgan, they just can't grasp that criminals don't follow laws, and criminals love soft targets. Criminals love soft targets. So let's continue here. Clark says, Bruce, did you see that father-daughter pair of hikers died in the New Hampshire mountains? They found them in a few days. No way more murder would not have been found if she was in the woods, don't you think? Yeah, I mean, those searches were quite extensive. Amphibious J says, yeah, highlights your theory that logic and reason is scarce in this world. Yeah, it's going extinct, but Mindshock's bringing it back, and there's nothing goofs like Piers Morgan can do about it.
The Second Amendment isn't there for duck hunting. It's there to protect us from tyrannical government and street thugs. Take the women in India. Your piece earlier on CNN I was watching during Anderson Cooper's show didn't tell you that the women of India have signed giant petitions to get firearms because the police can't and won't protect them. The answer is, hey, wait a minute, I have FBI crime statistics that come out a year late, 2011. 20+% crime drop in the last 9 years. Real violent crime, because more guns means less crime. Britain took the guns 15, 16 years ago, tripling of your overall violent crime. True, we have a higher gun violence level, but overall mugging, stabbings, deaths, those men raped that woman in India to death with an iron rod 4 feet long. You can't ban the iron rods. The guns, the iron rods, Pierce, didn't do it. The tyrants did it. Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. Doesn't matter how many lemmings you get out there on the street begging for them to have their guns taken. We will not relinquish them. Do you understand? That's why you're going to fail, and the establishment knows no matter how much propaganda, the Republic will rise again when you attempt to take our guns. My family in the Texas Revolution against Santa Anna, my family was at the core on both sides starting that because Santa Anna came to take the guns at Gonzales, Texas. Pierce, don't try what your ancestors did before. Why don't you come to America? I'll take you out shooting. You can become an American and join the Republic.
You finished?
Yes, I am finished. You will not take my right. You go through background checks to get guns. How about Prozac? You know the number one, oh, that's the big sponsor, isn't it? Or that whole class of drugs.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, got to cut that off, don't you? Don't want to talk about the U.S. number one cause of death is suicide now because they give people suicide mass murder pills.
Calm down.
Your answer is give more money to the psychiatrists and psychologists to put more crazy people on drugs that make them kill people, Pierce.
Let's try and have a debate here.
Yeah.
Answer me this question.
I'm sick of the same old script here, bud.
It's fine, bud. How many gun murders were there in America last year? Do you know?
There were about 11,458, and about 74% of those were gang-related, gangbangers shooting each other.
And yeah, Piers is too retarded. Like, I don't know if he's that much of a vegetable. He doesn't know that different states have different gun laws, and even different cities have different regulations for owning guns. I mean, Piers is so mentally gone. He's so brain dead. And of course, he can't do basic math. How many lives have guns saved in the U.S.? Whereas if you had outlawed them, how many more people would be dead? We have an exact number, actually. Hold on, let me bring this up. I don't know what year this the math was done here. I'll throw this up too. U.S. has the third highest murder rate in the world. If you remove Chicago, Detroit, D.C., St. Louis, and Philly, the U.S. is 189th out of 193 countries in the world. All 5 cities have strict gun control laws and are controlled by Democrats. Fact check it. I mean, obviously, Piers is too brain dead to do that, but yeah, let's look at the exact number here that Piers is too, because Piers is too brain dead to do basic arithmetic. Because how many lives did guns save? Because he's focusing on, you know, a couple of mass shootings. He's focused on these high murder rates in these Democrat cities where guns are already heavily restricted. Yeah, I had a number here. Let's see. I mean, I'm going to bring up some receipts I haven't brought up before just to illustrate the extent of how stupid Piers Morgan is. I mean, this guy's one of the dumbest humans out there, and that's saying a lot. You could probably give Craig of Fight the Flat Earth some competition. So between 2000 and 2018, incidents of defensive uses of firearms versus mass shootings occurred at a ratio of 473,684 to 1. So for every mass shooting, there were 473,684 times more lives saved. And the number is actually higher than that because you can't, it really hasn't been, you can't document, like if somebody's open and carrying and there was a criminal that planned to maybe do a mass shooting and they decided not to because they saw like some guy walking around with a rifle, that wouldn't be counted in the statistics because criminals are cowards. They're not going to, they want to go to the gun-free zone and kill people. So yeah, Piers is goofery here. I mean, it's just stratospheric goofery from the one and only vegetable, Piers Morgan.
You get 3.5 to 4,000.
Okay, that wasn't the
How
question.
many people died from infections in hospitals?
If I may just-
197,000.
Let me just ask you a second
That's
question.
right.
How many gun murders were there in Britain?
How
last
many
year?
great white sharks
No, how many
kill
gun
people
murders-
every year, but they're scared to swim?
Right. How many gun murders were there in Britain?
A
last
very low amount. I already went over those
How many?
statistics.
Do you know?
It was only a few hundred.
No. How many gun murders?
I actually did pull up the statistics. Here, let me pull them out right here. I figured you'd do that.
Gun murders
Oh,
in
wait.
Britain last year.
UK violent crime, capital of Europe. London
No.
Telegraph. Here, let me
It's
give you
quite
more.
a simple question.
Well, that's the oldest.
You're a very
that's
loud
the old,
man.
No, that's
And Piers is also cherry-picking here, looking at only Britain, this relatively unique country. As if, and Britain also, like, what's the population difference between Britain and the U.S.? Britain only has 68.35 million people. The U.S. obviously well over 300 million. So obviously there's going to be less murders of all kinds. But let's look at per capita. Let's look at per capita here, because Piers for some reason wants to bring up. So let's look at Maine here. There were only 1,419 violent crimes in Maine. That's 1 per 1,000 people in Maine, which is very, very loose gun laws as opposed to the Democrat murder capitals. So let's also look at let's get these dialed in here, because Piers apparently wants more assaults and robberies. Like, Piers wants more crime. He wants the U.S. to turn into so here it is, 1.241 in Maine. Now let's look at the UK. What do we got here in the UK here? So in the UK, the violent crime rate is 30 to 50 times higher. This is so Maine is 1 per 1,000, and in the UK here, you have England and Wales 33.4, West Yorkshire 50.8. I mean, look at this astronomical violent crime rate in England and Wales. I mean, this is what Piers wants to bring everywhere. I mean, he just hates humanity that much. He wants everybody assaulted. He wants, look at this. Every hour, there is an SA or worse every hour in London. I mean, this is what Piers wants to bring to the U.S. I mean, this scumbag, this vegetable scum, wants to bring this level of crime to the United States. I mean, this is crazy. So the average U.S. crime rate is higher than Maine, obviously. So this includes all the states with and city. This would include Chicago. This is, obviously affecting the averages, because you have these Democrat murder capitals with really strict gun control that are really bringing up the violent crime rate in the U.S. So it's around 22. Still lower than the UK. Look at that. Still lower than the UK. I mean, Piers is so brain dead here. I mean, this is crazy. And you could see here various states on how different the crime rate is. So quite the fluctuation in the averages. Obviously, you know, a lot of Democrat murder capitals with severe, with really, really strict gun laws, bringing those, skewing those averages. New Hampshire also has really lax gun laws. And look at that violent crime rate and property crime rate. Quite low. Quite low in the states with really, really loose gun laws. Where you could, just about anybody could just randomly go get a gun. I mean, look at these crime rates here in England here. West Yorkshire, 47.4? Compared to, you know, states with the loosest gun restrictions where it's 1. I mean, this is insanity. This is the level of violence that Piers wants to bring to the United States. Man, can you be dumber than Piers Morgan? It's tough. It's tough. How can you be stupider than Piers Morgan? Is it possible? Is it possible? He doesn't know that different states have different gun laws. He doesn't have any of the statistics for anything other than these cherry-picked, non-congruent, false, dichotomous, red herring fallacy stacks. That's all the goof has. And appeal to emotion, obviously. That's all the goof has. I mean, just look at all, just any source you want to bring up here. Look at these astronomical numbers. I mean, you have 30 to 50 violent crimes per 1,000 people. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. This is what Piers Morgan wants to export. He wants to ban guns to have that. I mean, wow. Wow. Clark Rice wants to play the gay frog clip. All right, hold on. Well, yeah. Aaron says focusing on Britain's gun murder rates. Well, let's look at the well, see, why does it bring Piers so much comfort that somebody is tortured and assaulted and murdered by not a gun? Like, do you think the family members of those killed by knives are comforted that their child was stabbed to death in the throat instead of shot? Like, I never understood these brain-dead anti-gun nuts. They're perfectly happy with people being killed. They just don't want them killed by guns. It's kind of weird. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Oh, yeah, I was looking up the UK stat. Yeah, let's look at what happened after Britain banned guns. Who wants to guess what happened? Look at this skyrocket in homicide after the banning. Because Piers wants to cherry pick 1 year, ignoring all the violent crimes. So I don't know if that's due to genuine mental disability on Piers Morgan's part, or whether it's just all part of his deceptive game here. I mean, look at this skyrocket in the homicide rate, and then it falls to pretty much where it was before the handgun ban. But obviously, the violent crime rate way up. So basically, there was no real change Well, there was a change. A whole bunch of people got killed. A whole bunch more people got killed after handguns were banned, and then the rate equalized, while the homicide rate equalized, while the violent crime rate went up significantly. And I mean, it's really the same story for every single country that bans guns. So here's Ireland. Look at the gun ban goes into effect in Ireland, and it just the homicide rate just skyrockets. Same thing in Jamaica. I mean, we got receipts for days here. I mean, just Piers has nothing here. The brain dead goof literally has nothing other than a couple of logical fallacies. That's all the goof has. And now let's look. I mean, we could look at a whole bunch of European countries as well. So, European gun ownership and murder rates, you can see here. Russia has a really low rate of gun ownership, quite a high murder rate though. And of course, Switzerland, high rate of gun ownership, much lower murder rate than Russia. Again, I don't understand where these brain dead goofs are just so comforted by people stabbed and beaten to death or hammered to death. I mean, they just don't mind if you get your brains bashed in by a hammer. That's A-okay. Just don't use an AR. I mean, just the level of goofery from these, I mean, from people like Piers Morgan, these anti-gun nuts, it's just the allergy to basic logic is insane. I mean, all of the stats show the exact same thing from every single country. I mean, just look at this. Look at these murder rates relative to whether or not guns are banned or not. I mean, it's the same thing in every single country. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, what is there to even debate at this point? But Piers is still going. I'm going to leave this image up here just for Piers Morgan here, because he's going to keep harping on this.
The oldest
make a
Perry
lot of
Mason
noise.
tactic to ask me some little factoid.
It's not a little factoid.
I already said earlier,
We're talking about
England
a
has a
country.
lot lower gun crime rate because you took all the guns.
Let me try exactly
but
my
you've got
point.
hordes of people burning down cities and beating old women's brains out every day.
What a ridiculous
They arrest
statement.
people in England if they defend themselves. That's on record. My God, you've got a total police state. Everybody's fleeing that country because you've had to flee here, bud. Why don't you
I
tell
fled
folks?
here.
Yeah, you fled here. Why don't you go back and face the charges for the hacking scandal?
Answer this question. How many
Why'd you
gun-
get fired from the Daily
How
Mirror for putting
many-
out fake stories?
how
You're a hatchet
many-
man of the New World Order.
Okay.
You're a hatchet man. And I want to say this right here. You think you're a tough guy? Have me back with a boxing ring in here, and I'll wear red, white, and blue, and you can wear your Jolly Roger.
Okay.
You know what?
Let's try again. How many gun murders were there
Oh, you're going to ban your fist now?
in Britain last year?
How many chimpanzees can dance on the head of a pin? I already went over those statistics.
Do you know the answer?
No, I don't.
You said hundreds.
It's very low.
You said hundreds.
Yes.
It's actually 35.
Well, the point is you can...
Against 11,000.
you-
Do you understand
Hey.
the difference between 11,000
Yeah, England
and
wants
35?
to ban knives now because tens of thousands are getting
Right.
stabbed.
But do you
Gonna
understand
ban
the
knives?
difference?
The knife
between
doesn't kill people.
Piers is A-okay with people being maimed and paralyzed, and he's cherry-picking 1 year instead of looking at all the years since Britain's gun ban with a much higher homicide rate. And all countries that ban guns, same thing happens. I mean, it goes from the homicide rate almost doubles. It almost doubles due to the handgun ban. And then it goes approximately back to where it was by 2011-ish. And of course, Britain has a much lower population than the US. So this brain-dead goof is trying to compare 35 to 11,000 while hallucinating that these gun murders aren't happening in Democrat cities where there's already incredible strict gun control, completely ignoring the much, much lower violent crime and homicide rate in states with the loosest gun control, because obviously Piers is a vegetable.
Do you
The
understand?
gun doesn't kill people.
Yes.
Listen,
do
you understand
between
you're not going to pull on America's
11,000?
heartstrings. They know your script, okay? You're not going to get our guns. By the way, you guys always say, we just want to take the semi-autos, okay, and all this other stuff. When semi-autos aren't even, rifles aren't even used, but in a fraction of the crimes, you can pull those numbers up, okay? No, hold on.
Well, let me ask you one question. Which weapon was predominantly used in the Aurora movie theater shooting?
M4 AR-15 variants.
So it was a semi-automatic
Yes,
assault rifle.
again.
Okay.
But
next question.
statistically, it's very, very low.
That was. Do you agree it was the single biggest shooting in the history of America in terms of people hit by a shooter? Do you know that?
No, I believe that there were others. There's been some other shootings with about over 30.
No. This was the single biggest mass shooting.
Well, listen, you're just going.
No,
there have been bombings of Wall Street.
Let me ask you a second question.
Are we going to listen? Why can't the pilots have firearms? We trust them to fly the planes.
Alex, you've had a lot to say.
No,
Just
my
answer
point
the
is the
question.
Second Amendment is sacrosanct, and you're not getting it.
Do you know which weapon was used in the Oregon shopping mall mass shooting?
And of course, here's Piers going off with his red herring and diversion logical fallacies. Because as we went over the stats, I mean, does he know how many people were saved by ARs? But he's too brain dead to do that kind of math. Just the mental function is just not there. It's just not there. He wants to cry over these fractions of fractions. That again, these fractions of fractions that are in gun-free zones. Because if you got rid of the gun-free zones, he wouldn't even be, there wouldn't even be these fractions of fractions. But he's too brain dead to comprehend these basics.
Recently.
I understand that people who are mentally ill on all the serotonin reuptake inhibitors who play these shoot-'em-up games want to go out and do this. Because there's criminals, I don't lose my rights, Piers. Because there's criminals, I don't lose my rights.
Just answer the question.
Yeah.
Do you know what the weapon used was?
Listen, let me ask you a question.
No, answer.
I've got the FBI statistics that, that these so-called semi-autos that you talk about.
Let's take a break. When we come back.
Again, you're not going to get our guns.
When we come back, try and answer my question.
Yeah, all you're going to do is sit there and play little factoid questions. Overall crime has gone up over 20%. More.
Back now with Alex Jones. A man says I should be deported for my stand on guns. So, Alex, here's how this is going to work, and it's entirely down to you. I'm going to ask you some questions. In the spirit of a proper debate, and you've had a lot to say so far on the show, and a lot of it aimed at me, which is fine. But I want you to try and answer the questions. It's a proper debate, okay? I'm not trying to trip you up.
No, it's not a debate. You're running the show. You bring in your victims up front.
Actually, no.
Look, you got your little note cards.
Yeah, okay.
I just gave you FBI statistics that violent crime
Alex,
and gun crime is down over 20%.
Alex, let me just ask you
and
this.
you want to go to little factoids.
No, they're not little
Anybody
factoids.
can pull those up. Listen.
Do you know what...
Do you have a bodyguard?
Alex.
Why do you have bodyguards?
I don't have a bodyguard.
Yeah, I've seen you on the news with them. Don't you want to protect your wife from hoodlums, or you want to call the police?
Let me ask you this question.
Why does Dianne Feinstein tell 60 Minutes that she plans to try to take Mr. and Mrs. America's guns?
Stop
Have you seen
talking
that?
over me.
You guys want to disarm all of America.
No, I don't.
Dianne Feinstein's bill does gun confiscation.
No, let me clarify for you. You don't seem to understand
First
what
you register, then you confiscate. It's always done the same.
Here's what the campaign on this
Well, here, give me your little cue cards and I'll answer your questions for you.
What was the weapon used at Sandy Hook?
I've already gone over that and already answered it for you.
We haven't talked about Sandy Hook.
No, again.
What was the weapon?
It's a 223.
The other thing that doesn't make sense with these retards like Piers Morgan is Piers really going to be that comforted by all these people shot by handguns. So if he wants, I don't know what exact his position is. He kind of has a bunch of positions. If he wants to ban ARs, so then people are only going to be, so they're still going to have the ARs, obviously, getting them illegal and otherwise. But let's say for the sake of argument, because most mass shootings are handgun only anyway. Over 50% are handgun only anyway. Why is Piers so comforted by people getting killed by handguns instead of ARs? Like, does he think their family members are going to grieve less based on the type of gun? I mean, how brain dead do you have to be? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, if people are just getting shot to pieces with semi-automatic handguns or modified fully automatic handguns, whatever, why does that comfort Piers Morgan so much? Like, as long as it's not an AR, doesn't matter if way more people get shot and killed, as long as it's by handgun only. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like, these brain dead antics don't make any sense.
M4.
Right.
Again, but statistically, they're using very low percentage of shootings.
But
period.
Are you
but
seeing?
You guys,
are you seeing
people
a pattern?
wouldn't go swimming because the movie Jaws, even though great white sharks kill 5 people a year.
Alex,
you're trying to scare people.
Let me say something.
There's no metal shark in the water.
The same type of weapon was used in the last 3
and that's right.
mass shootings.
And Hitler used semi-autos to kill people.
Why would you
and
not?
So did Mao.
Why would you?
Why is the government arming to the teeth against us?
Alex, I don't.
What about Fast and Furious?
Alex,
why did our government ship guns into Mexico?
Alex,
to blame the Second Amendment?
Let's have a debate.
A false flag?
Alex,
to blame the Second Amendment?
I get accused.
Why'd they blow up Building 7 down the street here in New York?
I get accused when I get you guys on of talking over you, of being rude. I'm trying to be civil.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to try and answer some of the questions, right? Here's my issue for you. Why do people civilians need an AR-15 type assault rifle? Why do you
I already said statistically they're using very low amount.
You know what's weird? I mean, that's such a fallacious question. It's not really about what kind of weapon it is. Obviously, you know, I mean, actually, I have a good meme for this one. I have an excellent meme for this question. Give me a second here. If I can find it. Ah, here we go. No civilian needs an AR-15. They need an M134. We need full auto, baby. Because what Piers is too brain dead to comprehend, it has nothing to do with type of gun. The more guns, the better. The more powerful the guns, the better. So it's just this non sequitur fallacy is just, you know, no civilian needs a Ferrari. Let's make all Ferraris illegal. I mean, maybe you need cars to get around, but I mean, who really needs a Ferrari? Who really needs a pair of running shoes? I mean, regular loafers are fine. Like, why do you need running shoes or high-performance cross trainers or whatever? I mean, who really needs designer, like high-end designer fashion clothes? I mean, regular clothes are fine. I mean, who really needs it? As if that has anything to do with anything. I mean, just the brain-dead goofer. Is Piers, like I've postulated this before, is Piers' entire so-called career just one giant humiliation ritual? I mean, this guy just gets decimated day after day in every single possible debate or discussion on his show. I mean, it's just so weird. I mean, is it possible for Piers to argue dumber than this? I mean, that's the real question here. Is it possible? If it is, I don't know how.
of the crimes. That's an FBI fact.
They've been
show to
used
you.
in the last 3 mass shootings.
Yes.
Why do
I'll tell
people
you
need
why.
them?
Because they advertise it in the media. Anybody knows that if somebody jumps off the Empire State Building, they put cops up there the next day because copycats come to do it again. The media hypes and hypes and hypes.
And that's not the question.
Don't just commit suicide.
Alex, why do people
Go commit
need them?
suicide by killing a bunch of kids, and here's the gun to use because it's the one the U.S. Army uses.
Why do people need them?
They need them to protect us from the #1 killer in history. Government in the 20th century, university study out of Hawaii killed 292 million people. It's called democide. Google it, folks.
Do you believe everyone in America should everyone in America therefore have an AR-15 if they want one?
Statistically, where there's more guns, there's lower crime. The highest crime is in Bloomberg,
But you have the most guns
areas.
of any of the 23 richest countries in the world, and you have
Well, America was born on guns and whiskey.
Right. But
it's true we're a violent society.
Right. So you
but
accept that America has the most
knives
guns
kill
and the
3
most gun
times more.
murders.
Have you seen the FBI numbers? Knives, bats, rocks
Let's talk guns.
kill many times more.
Alex, let's talk about the guns.
It's not the rock. It's not the knife. When a mother chops her kids up with a cleaver because she's on serotonin.
Tell me why I'm wrong.
Why don't you want to
about
get rid of the drugs?
AR-15s?
Because they're half your sponsors?
No, stick to the subject.
America's #1 cause of unnatural death now is suicide.
Okay. Alex,
not
let's try
automobile
again.
accident, not cancer, not...
You
Listen,
accuse me of attacking the Second Amendment of the Constitution.
I want to get people off pills that the insert says will make you commit suicide and kill people.
Alex, let's get about the Second
I
Amendment.
want to blame the real culprit.
Alex.
Suicide pills.
Alex.
Mass murder pills.
Okay, let me ask you one question. Your belief, unless I'm wrong,
First time anybody's ever heard this, by the way.
your belief, unless I'm wrong, is that under the Second Amendment, your real concern is that you will be overrun by a tyrannical regime, either from somewhere else
Yeah,
or
highway
from your own government.
checkpoints. Look at Mexico. Total gun ban for the citizens. Highest crime rate in the world. 57,000 people dead the last 5 years. Total gun ban for the citizens.
But your
Switzerland has the lowest crime rate in Europe. Your country has the highest.
Alex, we have 35 gun murders a year. You have 11,000.
You people get
Alex,
their brains. It's the higher crime rate.
Let me ask you-
Violent crime is higher.
on this specific...
It's brains.
Alex,
it's people.
I'm trying to get inside your brains.
Pierce,
It's
if
not
you
proving
punched
very
me right
easy.
now, it'd be not your fist, but
Alex.
your brain.
I love how Alex Jones is just steamrolling the goof. Because the goof is trying to just spam all these logical fallacies, and Alex is having none of it. Because Piers is used to doing these, just this fallacy spam to try to frame himself as somehow correct, even though he has nothing but logically fallacious and completely wrong points. And Alex Jones is just having none of the goofery from Piers Morgan. It's hilarious. Hilarious. You're all good, ducking felonies.
Alex, let me get inside your brain.
Okay.
Okay? I'm serious. You have a very, very big platform. You air, I think, on 63 networks.
No, that Wikipedia is like 10 years old. I'm on over 140 stations, XM.
Millions of Americans hear you
Over 1.5 million
every day.
visitors to Infowars.com
And I
today,
congratulate
where we
you
have
on
the
your
statistics
audience.
posted right now.
Okay.
Infowars.com.
Who do you believe was behind 9/11?
Oh, I absolutely know. I have the police on CNN saying, get back, they're going to blow up 7. I have BBC reporting.
who do you believe is behind it?
I have the proof. I heard them on CBS Radio.
Who, Alex?
They announced they blew up the towers on CBS Radio.
do you believe-
New Yorkers all saw it and heard it.
Alex, who do you
They
believe...
blew up Building 7.
Alex, who do you believe was behind it? The American government?
Criminal elements of the military-industrial complex, the same ones that staged Gulf of Tonkin, the same ones that staged Operation, the mass shootings of Operation Gladio.
Right.
Ooh, the CIA don't like this
Alex,
right now.
Alex, do you mean that President Bush and his administration were behind 9/11?
I mean that even mainstream news reported that the hijackers were ordered to be allowed into the United States. Michael Springman, the head of the Visa Department, blew the whistle on that.
So the Bush administration was part of a conspiracy
Well,
to
he
murder,
said never let us tolerate
thousands of Americans.
to murder. I can speak in this accent as well.
Yeah.
The
But is that what you
government,
believe?
Hitler firebombed his own Reichstag, Pierce, to bring in martial law in Germany.
I like how Piers just has no answer for the onslaught of conspiratorial fact Alex Jones is spewing in his dumb face. It's hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. Raised by Gypsies, did you just get here? I just went over at the opening of this podcast, I just went over a ton of clips of Alex Jones on the Israel issue. But look at Piers just sitting there with his dumb face, just with no answer. No answer, and having his goofery completely exposed.
April 27th, 1933. Governments have staged terror attacks throughout history or allowed terrorists to attack as a pretext to invade and enslave the populations. I probably own more than 50 firearms. Many of them have increased in value 2, 3, or even 4 times. I sleep very comfortably outside Austin, Texas, knowing that I can defend my family.
Okay, Alex Jones, this is
Infowars.com.
This is the man who wants to deport me from the country for wanting to get rid of
it's
assault
to point out you're a foreigner, a red coat, here telling us what to do.
Whatever.
Go back to where they took the guns if you don't like it. The communists...
Has anybody ever seen Piers get destroyed that badly? All he has left here is whatever. A middle school girl line is what Piers was reduced to here. I mean, just look at his defeated face here. Absolutely demolished. This mentally disabled guy got wrecked here. No response for Operation Gladio. No response to the historical fact of staged false flag operations by governments. Zero response from the government. Just hilarious. Monday says P. Morgan is a paid actor. Very possible. It's possible he's not a legitimate vegetable and he's just going full retard for a paycheck. It's possible. Anything's possible. I don't claim anything is true or untrue. All right, so Flap Bob says I could watch him mock Morgan all day in that accent. Oh man, and if anyone ever deserved to be mocked, it truly is Piers Morgan. I mean, the guy has zero intellectual capability, or is pretending to. I mean, is it possible to get wrecked in debate more than Piers Morgan just did? I mean, he had nothing. All right, so what are we going to round this night out with? Let's do one more clip. We had a vote for Alex Jones as the frog. Does anybody else have any requests here? What are we going to round this night out with? Clark Rice Roller Jam? No, Clark Rice wants the gay frogs. Welcome, Flat Earth NZ. You want the frogs? All right. We'll round this night out with the frogs. Unless people have any more questions, I could do some quick questions. These are more like hangouts than Q&As at this point, but it's all good. It's all good. Are we going with Alex Jones the Frog? I mean, as far as thespianism goes, I mean, who's a more dedicated thespian than Alex Jones?
was never the way I planned. Not. I will eat your ass first. I swear to God, if it's the last thing I do, I'm gonna get my hands around your throat. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. Won't you fight for your life? Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. I don't like the frogs. Gay. Friggin' frogs. Frogs. Friggin' frog crap. Won't you fight the frogs? It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Frogs. This was never the way I planned, not my intention. Those chemicals in the water, they got me bad. Lost my discretion. It's not what I'm used to, but your ribbits turn me on. I'm curious for you. Gotta get you in my hands. I kissed a frog and I liked it. The taste of the flies on his lips. I kissed a frog just to try it. I hope I don't get salmonella. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean I'm in love tonight. I kissed a frog and I liked it.
And it's not just the master craftsmanship at thespianism, but look at just the dedication into the costume design, the sets, the skits. I mean, this is funnier than anything Saturday Night Live puts out. And to just be this dedicated to your craft, shill or not, the thespianistic stylings here of Alex Jones, the dedication to his craft in every sense of the word. I mean, just the costume design, the production design here. Who else does this day in, day out, year after year, decade after decade? Flat Bob wants the throat punch clip. Okay, I'll play that after this. Seabass says his eyes, though, blue to brown. Never see that happen with anybody I know. He really isn't the same person anymore. Flat Bob says, you think he was cloned or replaced with a look-like? We actually went over that on the Is Alex Jones Bill Hicks podcast. I'll actually re-air that soon, just for people who haven't seen that. But let's finish this up, and then we'll do the throat punch, which is one of my favorite clips as well.
I liked it. No, I don't even know your name. It doesn't matter. You're my Prince Charming, just the same. Our own fairy tale out in nature. It's not what good frogs do. Not how they should behave. My head gets so confused. It could be the frog neurotoxins at play. I kissed a frog and I liked it. The taste of the flies on his lips. I kissed a frog just to try it. I hope I don't get salmonella. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean I'm in love tonight. I kissed a frog and I liked it. I liked it. You frogs, you are so magical. Rough skin, green lips, so kissable. Hard to catch, but so touchable. Too good to deny it. At least kissing frogs don't make me gay. I think I kissed a frog and I liked it, the taste of his fly-flavored lips. I kissed a frog just to try it. I hope I don't get salmonella. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean I'm in love tonight. I kissed a frog and I liked it. I liked it.
Walk out of a restaurant, and they're having a biker rally, and it wasn't like a nice biker rally. Most rallies are nice people. It was like thug wannabes rode up with a motorcycle and were revving it, looking at me, and I was thinking, okay, all right, that guy's taking his helmet off. I'm going to punch him in the throat, the minute he tries to get up and do something, and then I'm going to assault those next three guys. Then they'll probably pull a weapon. I need to take that. I mean, that's what I'm thinking whenever something like that's going on. I can't help it. I'm thinking, all right, I'm ready to kill. I mean, that's just how I am. And I'm thinking, all right, okay, instantly assess these guys. These are probably ex-con, real criminals. I've got my 3 kids here. I'm a white guy. That gives me, just turbo dinosaur power. Here, I'm a white guy. That gives me here. I'm a white guy. Here. I'm a white guy. That gives me, just turbo dinosaur power. And I'm thinking, control yourself. Don't have a fight unless you've absolutely got to. The man in me is ready to take them all on. And gosh, you know what I'm talking about out there, don't you? You scum. I hate don't you? You know what I'm talking about out there, don't you? You know what I'm talking about out there, don't you? You scum. You scum. Don't you? Don't you? Don't you? You scum. I hate gang members and filth, and it has nothing to do with black people. I'm a white guy, but I will stomp your head in if you start a fight with me, you thug scum. Walk out of a restaurant and they're
I can never not laugh on this clip. I mean, this really is Alex Jones' finest hour, possibly. This might be the greatest Alex Jones clip of all time. You got turbo dinosaur power. You got throat punches. You got analytical zzz. You got Alex Jones finally revealing his true ethnicity, because we were kind of wondering. And, yeah, I mean, you got all these random throat screaming. I mean, wow. Wow. Flat Bob says, I love how he just threw in the black people reference at the end. What a total psycho. I love it. I mean, the thespianism. I mean, who's a better actor than this guy? BB says, this has to be the most bipolar YouTube channel in terms of going between high intellectual topics, science, history, etc. and this. Flat Earth NZ says, does it get any better? Well, on that note, I kind of want to play another commercial if you're talking bipolar. The greatest commercial of all time.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life, nothing gets to you. Staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life, fresh goes better than Mentos.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
Yeah, we cover a variety of topics. The decline of Mentos, coincidentally, mirrored the decline of society, didn't it? Don't forget the paranormal stuff, BB. We go over a lot of paranormal stuff as well. All right, so we're going to round it out here. Another great live Q&A in the books. Plenty more to come. I will be airing the Missing in Panama Hikers. The first 2 episodes, I'm going to re-air that tomorrow just so people can catch up on the case. And then we're going to do the long-awaited episode 3. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us. You want to help support the podcast, you can donate to our PayPal. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Patreon. This is Bruce McGuire signing off. Catch you guys next time.